Hi, today I'm going to talk about tremolo that I purchased for the Strat guitar, and it's not your usual tremolo. So we decided to go with something different, and that different, we decided to go with something called Babicz, Babicz. It could be Babicz, maybe, if this is some Eastern European name, like Slovenian kind of a thing. So Babicz or Babicz, whatever you want to call it. This is the tremolo direct replacement for the Strat guitar. I've seen one of those built for Les Paul as a tremolo kind of thing, and so we decided to try this one on a Strat. First thing, let me tell you what's in the package. This was the package. Okay, so in the package we had 6 screws. Okay, out of the way. We got this little Allen right here. We got the arm. We got the claw with the 2 screws, also out of the way, and we got 3 springs. Okay, we have 5 holes for the springs. We have 3 springs. First of all, these springs are like cents, okay, to produce, and they give you 3. Meanwhile, this whole thing costs way over $100. Is it too hard to put 5 of the springs, maybe, rather than 3? I just don't get this, Every tremolo you buy, it comes with the 5 springs. I don't know, maybe they've changed it. The last tremolo I bought was about 5 months ago. Came with 5 springs. It was from a Fender. So they give you 3 springs. Not big deal, but it would be nice to follow the, simple kind of a, don't want to say rules, but logic. You got 5 holes, just give me 5 damn springs. What's wrong with you? Come on. Moving along. Pretty good quality. All shiny, all glossy and everything. But I put it inside the tremolo cavity. And what do I notice? I'm going to show it to you. So this is the Strat I'm putting together. It's not Fender body, it's just some replacement. I drop it and I noticed that it has this wiggle. Okay, like it's not sitting on the body. Now when we turn it to the back side, you will see that, okay, make it closer, this tremolo is sticking out. It's sticking out of the body. So there could be 2 reasons for it. Either the body is too thin or this block is too long. I measured the body, and as it turned out, the body is 2 millimeters thinner than the original Fender body. But on top of that, this block is almost 3 millimeters longer than the regular block that comes with the Strat machine. So if you make a direct replacement, would it be so hard to follow the same specs? That's the second thing that I noticed, and it really bothered me. You paying so much for the one of those things, and they have to follow the same measurements, and they didn't. Although it looks nice and heavy, I don't know what material this is, but it doesn't look like steel. It's just one of those pot metal. Now, okay, we covered this too, longer. I don't know what to do with it now. I don't have anything to mill this, and to sand it is going to be like pain in the ass. So now to the adjustments. Obviously, when you're installing it, you need to know how to adjust the height, the string height. So what do we have here? There's no screws right here. So you start looking for the screws, and screws are on the back. You got 2 screws on the back. Let me put it this way. Okay, you got 2 screws right here. Okay, now to make it work, apparently you have to read the booklet, and the booklet that comes with it like this. Okay, so the booklet says that you have to loosen this screw. Okay, you have to loosen it, and you have to tighten this one. So I'm trying to put the wrench in, and it doesn't go. So this one goes in fine. Okay, see, it goes in fine. This one I'm trying to put it in, that doesn't go in. Apparently you have to tilt it like so. I'm not saying it's major inconvenience. No, I'm just saying it's an inconvenience. Okay, because I'll be honest with you, I was trying to get this one in, and I'm like, what is it, broken? And you know, you don't expect it to be angled like this. Anyway, I found out that it's angled. I should have looked probably more closely to the pictures that are printed on the that little manual or whatever you call it. And anyway, so one screw loosens the inside piece, the cylinder, and this one adjusts the height. At first I couldn't figure out how it works because I'm turning it and nothing happens. Apparently to adjust the height, there's got to be a string inside of this piece. So what happens is on this side you don't see it. Okay, but if you turn it over to this side, you see how it works. So the right screw that is on the right side, when the string hits against the cylinder, it pushes it down. So this is just to fixate this cylinder, inside cylinder, on the same spot. Okay, so when you want to do the adjustment, you loosen the screw so that this piece could be turning freely, and then string pushes down, but with this screw you do the adjustment. You see, you either unscrew it and then it turns lower that way because string is pressing against that internal cylinder piece, or you tighten it and it goes up. Okay, now let me just unscrew everything and show you one little separate piece, because it's I tell you, it looks fine, but to me this unit is so over-engineered. I mean, way over-engineered. Why would you go through the pain of install? Look at this. Okay, let's take, I'm gonna loosen the screw. Okay, so this is how it comes out. If you press on the side, you could take this piece out. Okay, a little more. Okay, it comes out. So it stays like so. Okay, the string pushes it down, but the screw holds it. So if you want to string to be lower, you unscrew it. The screw is coming out, and this thing turns from the pressure of the string. If you want to make it higher, you screw it in, and the screw pushes on that cylinder and turns it, and it raises the saddle, that place where the string is sitting. So that's how it works. So you unscrew it, it turns this way under the string pressure, you screw it back in, it goes up, and it lifts up the string. To me, personally, this is absolutely ridiculous. There is no need for all this engineering. There is no need. I mean, I understand the price point, because, you know, to make all this, it's like it's pain in the ass. Okay, so those little pieces, it reminds you of that Fender Tremolo that has like hundreds of small pieces that put together. It's too much. That's why Floyd Rose is always better, because it's got less pieces and it's simple. It's like AK-47 in the music world, in the guitar world, okay?
Now, as I was done with this video, I started putting the guitar together, and as I started making an adjustments, this thing kind of hit me, and I decided to draw a little diagram and show you what I think about it. If you disagree, there's always a comment section, and you could put your comments and we'll talk about it. But now I decided to stop the video and make this little addendum and this little clip that I'm going to talk about. So on this diagram, you'll see point 1 and point 2. For example, you measured your scale length and you installed this tremolo, keeping in mind the lowest string setting, which is point 1. You measured, for example, 645 millimeters as your scale length. You fixed the tremolo, put the screws in, it's in place. Now, after some time, you decided to change the string height and go to the highest point, which is marked by point 2. Now, in this case, you will have the difference, and the difference is marked here on this picture by X, and this X will be represented in millimeters. So when you go with your string to the point 2, to the highest point, it will add to your scale length approximately 2 millimeters. I looked at this little cylinder and I kind of turn it from the lowest to the highest, and I think that's about right. It's about 2 millimeter difference. What does it mean? It means that this guitar will not be in perfect tune. I mean, the guitar is very, one of those instruments that can never be in perfect tune, but this will probably make it a little worse. Now, I'm not saying that every time you do the string adjustment, it's going to get as worse, because sometimes you put it a little higher, a little lower. Some people might not notice it, but as we have this point where the string touches the saddle, located on the radius of the cylinder, and the higher it goes, the further from the nut it goes, and it adds some distance to your scale length. So every time to correct it, you will probably have to play with your intonation just to compensate for the difference, for the length difference. So keep in mind that that there's always going to be a difference as you start moving your string up or down. And to me, it's well, it's a big no. I understand that not many people will hear the difference, but there's few of us who hears different characteristics in a sound, and who hears small little details of the sound, and to those it will probably matter. I mean, take Eric Johnson, and the guy probably travels the world not with his guitar but with a set of tools, with constantly adjusting his instrument. His guitars sound absolutely perfect, and by the way, his signature model that produced by Fender, Eric Johnson, is probably the best signature model that comes off of a production line and doesn't cost you an arm and a leg. So taking all this into consideration, we decided not to go with this tremolo, so it'll go on the sale block, and instead we purchased regular traditional built by Callahan, which is like one of the best on the market. It's a little bit more expensive, maybe $20-$30, but well worth it. So if you think about it, just think twice before you jump into any purchases. So one more time, when you change your string height, your scale length will change accordingly. Okay, the higher the string goes, the further away it goes from the nut, so it increases your scale length, and some adjustments will be needed. That's probably it for this little insert, and we'll get back to our video.
So this is basically how it works. Do I like it? I really, from the aesthetics point of view, it looks nice. It looks nice, but we'll see how it works. I mean, I don't see that it fails. Okay, so it's probably gonna work. Nothing's bad is gonna happen. So it's gonna work like a regular tremolo. But it's to me, it is inconvenient to have this kind of a system to do the adjustment. One screw goes out, another one goes in or out, and it's just, why can't you drill 2 holes here and install 2 screws instead of this cylinder inside? First of all, it'll save you on the production money. It's just, I think it's just over engineering. I don't know, my personal opinion. Also these pieces have space between them, so they're kind of wiggly, and the space is about 1 millimeter, okay, between the pieces. So my guess is this is, they did it on purpose, probably, so that if they cut, this is the wide spacing, what is it, I forgot the measurements. So anyway, like 56 millimeters against 52 millimeters, something like that. So they probably have a different kind of a block that that is more narrow, like 52 millimeters, and they probably, I would assume, I have no idea, I don't even know how many different versions they make. I'm just guessing why would there be a space, okay? Because with the space between them, it doesn't look nice. I mean, I don't know. When they sit tight next to each other, it looks more organized. This way, it looks like a little disoriented. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying anything like it's a bad tremolo. It might very well be a good tremolo. I'm going to install it. I'm going to see how it works. Although this thing is sticking out, but you know, we'll see how it works. But my personal opinion, they over-engineered it, and it's a little too much. I mean, just look at it. Why would you need so many little details in it? I mean, there is no need for it. Seriously, there is no need for it. Something that was created in 1954 was perfectly fine, and it works fine up until today, and it's gonna work fine for the rest of the days, because this is like well thought of production model, okay? The same with the Floyd Rose. It was created once and it was perfect in the way it is. All the other variations of the Floyd Rose, here and there, you know, with the exception maybe Ibanez low profile, pretty good tremolo, but it's the same basic. It's the same idea, okay? It's the same concept. They took the same concept, they just added a couple different things, but basically it's the same thing. Here it's not the same. It's different. I mean, do you need that screw in there? And when the guitar plays, when you play the guitar, you hold your hand against those saddles, you brush it against them. So there is sweat and there's things that gets in between those saddles. And most likely over the time, this thing will get some gunk in it or some, I don't know, maybe rusty or something, and it'll be really hard to turn it. It will be. So this is my opinion about this bridge. We're still gonna install it. We're still gonna see how it works. But a couple things that I wanted to mention. I did, it's longer block for whatever reason, no idea. And this spacing between the saddles, that doesn't look presentable. It looks a little bit, I don't know, they look confused to me. Other than that, it looks nice. It's heavy. I don't believe it's any kind of a good metal like steel or something. So most likely it's some of those zinc alloy or something. So this is it about this tremolo. Just wanted to share some information for those who is not familiar with how this works. Thank you.